You're looking at a daily chart of the XPI. The money in this market has been rotating in 2023, unlike 2022, where most of it was flowing towards the oil and gas stocks. Now it's just rotating from defense stocks to utilities to REITs to semiconductors to home builders. And today the biotech stocks got a little bit of love. You can see the XPI here has not had a great time of it recently, but last couple of sessions have seen some good money flow, but it hit up against its 200 simple moving average today, and we'll see if it can power through that. The biotech sector has a lot of stocks with a lot of money. The big pharma companies are buying these little small biotech stocks, and one of them that was taken out today was ISEE. And it was taken out for like $38. So there you see the big gap up higher. And a lot of these smaller biotech stocks that have one drug or maybe two drugs in their pipeline are being eyed by the large pharma companies that have a lot of horsepower, a lot of money to spend, and some of their drugs are coming off patent. They want to replenish their pipeline. And one of those stocks is TGTX, which has the multiple sclerosis drug. I've talked about this stock like every day for a long time. It was my stock pick for 2023, and it sure has been turning out well. Today they had their earnings report and talked about how the launch is going, and what they look forward to not only this year but next year, and with their revenues and earnings growth. They said they were going to be cash flow positive by the end of this year, early next year. So that's good for this, small little biotech company. And this made a new high today, and you can see it ramped more than 23%. That stock has been really strong for us, and I know some of you own it because you contacted me on Twitter. And so here is Viking Therapeutics. This one had the good news on the. This is the weight loss drug that's going into phase 2 trial. They're going to have a readout here pretty soon. So I don't think shorts want to be in this one. If there's a positive readout, this one's likely to, advance. It pulled back recently to its 10 EMA and found support and made a new high today. So these stocks are very strong. Novo Nordisk, this is the weight loss Wegovy, Ozempic. It's going to trade off the sales when they report earnings here on Thursday morning, I believe. And this stock is, had a great year and has sales. They raised guidance recently. So we'll just have to wait and see what management has to say on, I believe it's Thursday morning. One company that we heard from today was Vertex Pharmaceuticals. Is down slightly after hours. Now, these guys have the money to buy one of those smaller stocks. It's a 88 billion market cap. I think they said they had nearly 12 billion just in cash and arsenal to buy other drugs and improve their pipeline. So it's had a nice run. So it's down $6 in after hours, not a big deal. It traded at an all-time high last week. So Vertex is fine. Anyway, let's move on to the home builders. They have been really strong recently, and they made a lot of their stocks made new highs today. It just pulled back slightly. But this is Pulte Home, and it made a new high, and it's still more than 2% above its 10 EMA. So doing nothing wrong. You can see how it broke out of this base and has been trading higher. These stocks have been real strong lately. TriPoint is one that is leading. This is one of the stronger groups in 2023. TriPoint is one of the stronger stocks in the strongest group, one of the strongest groups. I'm going to get to that later. And it made a new high and just pulled back today. Not a big deal. This is GRBK, Green Brick Partners. This is another one that's been one of the top stocks in the home builder group, and it just traded down to its 10 EMA today, doing nothing wrong. KB Homes was on our watch list recently, but it's kind of moved out and is extended now. And so congrats to the longs there, but anyway, home builders are doing well. And that one is actually up today, made a new high. So good for the KB longs. I did talk about the strong groups, and this has been the strongest group, the computer software, education, media, and Spotify. Had earnings last week, traded down to its 50 and just bolted higher the last couple of sessions. Just a real strong stock, and what can you say? DUOL is another one. This is why this group is a leading stock, is mostly these two stocks, Duolingo and Spotify, traded down to its 21 and found support. That's what you want to see in these stocks, just support at moving averages. Anyway, I'm going to go to the semiconductors, which was very strong in the first quarter, had a real rough April, but today, the first day of May, on semiconductor sparked a little rally, and NVIDIA is clear leader in this group, up more than 4% today, making another 52-week high. This is on semiconductor. They traded down below the 200, pulled the old Debo, 1 foot in the ground, and boom, right back through the 50. Look at that powerful move by On Semiconductor, up almost 9% today. So that's a nice move after a decent report there from On, and they're connected mostly with the automotive part of the semiconductor manufacturing group. AMD, this was on our watch list. I like AMD, but they report earnings tomorrow, so you got to be careful. It broke out and ran up to past 100, and then it pulled back to its pivot area. So, just probably caution ahead of the numbers tomorrow. We'll see what Lisa Su has to say about their quarter. NXPI reported after the bell today, and the CEO said that they have pretty much worked through the tough part, and they think things are going, looking ahead, that things are going to be better. It's up 4% after hours, and you can see that it traded well below its 200, so it needs to move through these moving averages, the 200 and in the 50. So we'll see what that does tomorrow and in the future. LSCC, Lattice, they reported as well, up almost $83 in after hours. This one sliced its 50. Like I said, in April, these things ramped. The semiconductors ramped. This is a perfect example from January all the way to March, but in April, they fell out of favor. And, starting in May, maybe they'll get back into favor. But Rambus, after hours, they reported, and they're down nearly 3%. I didn't really go through the report, but a negative reaction so far, but you can't read too much into after hours action. So let's move on to the retail stocks. Lululemon stock we have on our watch list, and you can see why here. Gapped higher after earnings, had 3 weeks tight pattern. Now it's starting to pull away from its base slowly. Elf, this one had a massive run, just pulled back to its 10 EMA. We'll see if it finds support there. They don't have earnings till May 25th, so maybe Elf can make a move. And here's On Holdings. This one, we had this old trade here. I was lopsided in this because I was small in earnings, and it gapped up, then it went big, like 2% here, then 8% here. So I was kind of like lopsided on this trade. And then it came back to 30, and it had this wedge pattern here, and it was a 30 to 33 trade. So I'm kind of out of it now, but I still think this one looks pretty good. And the shoe stocks are getting a little bit of love. Skechers looks good as well. It made a high today after earnings last week. It gapped higher and made a high today and just pulled back as flat in the session. Skechers looks good, but the food stocks are what's killing it. The retail restaurants, a lot of people eating out, and they're reporting strong earnings. Here's McDonald's. They have new stuff on the menu, making a new high. I mean, you can't argue with that. Wingstop, another one. They have earnings Wednesday, May 3rd. I'm wondering what'll be a bigger event, Wingstop earnings report or Jerome Powell talking about interest rates. This one has a buy point there at around 194, and if it pulls back there, we'll just have to wait and see what they say at their earnings report. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. You got to wait for the data. RBI or QSR, Restaurant Brands International. This one also made another new high today and looks pretty good to me. Darden Restaurants here. This is the Olive Garden stock. And you can see this in a little flat base here, and they're going to have earnings. Not till June 22nd. So it's got a ways to go. Earnings is not a problem. This one traded below the 50 and then just rallied right back through. So that's what interests me, trading near a buy point there. Another one on our ready list. And then, when you see stocks like General Mills and Hershey's making new highs, this is a little disturbing here with the PEs here, 31 here on a stock with 12% growth rate. I have a problem with this. They're just raising prices. People are paying for it, but this is not going to last. I don't think this is sustainable. Sprouts Farmers Market, another one, reported earnings after the bell up 8%. So the food stocks are getting the love now. You can't argue with it. Don't fight the tape. Don't fight the trend. And we never give up. Have a great day.